Picture this, a man who's been a member of parliament, served time in prison, and still managed to become one of the world's best-selling authors with over 320 million books sold worldwide. That man is Jeffrey Archer, and his life story reads like one of his own novels, complete with spectacular rises, devastating falls, and the kind of plot twists that would make even his fictional characters envious. Archer isn't just another thriller writer. He is a master craftsman who understands that the best stories come from the highest stakes, political power, family honor, love, betrayal, and the relentless pursuit of justice. His novels don't just entertain, they grip you by the throat and refuse to let go until the final, often shocking, revelation. For over 4 decades, Archer has been weaving tales that blur the line between fiction and reality, drawing from his own experiences in the corridors of power to create stories that feel authentic, urgent, and utterly compelling. Whether you're drawn to sweeping family sagas, intricate political thrillers, or detective mysteries with heart, Archer's extensive catalog offers something extraordinary for every reader who craves intelligent storytelling with real emotional weight. So buckle up, because we're about to take you on a journey through the mind and works of one of literature's most fascinating figures, a man whose own life story is as gripping as any novel he has ever written. Jeffrey Howard Archer was born in 1940, and from the very beginning, his life seemed destined for drama. He entered politics young, becoming the youngest member of parliament at age 29, but politics, as Archer would learn repeatedly, is a game where fortunes can change overnight. Financial troubles forced him to resign from parliament, leaving him desperate and nearly bankrupt. It was this desperation that drove him to write his first novel, Not a Penny More, Not a Penny Less, in 1976. The book was directly inspired by his own experience of being swindled, and it became an instant bestseller. This wasn't just revenge served cold. This was revenge served as compelling fiction that would launch one of the most successful literary careers of the modern era. But Archer's story doesn't end there. He returned to politics, eventually becoming a peer in the House of Lords. Then came another dramatic fall, perjury charges that led to a 4-year prison sentence. Most people would have been destroyed by such a scandal. Archer? He turned it into material, writing some of his most acclaimed work during and after his imprisonment, including his prison diaries that offered unprecedented insight into the British penal system. This is a man who has lived through triumph and disgrace, power and powerlessness, wealth and near poverty. Every experience has been fuel for his fiction, creating stories that resonate with authenticity because they were written by someone who understands that life's most dramatic moments often happen when everything is on the line. What sets Jeffrey Archer apart in the crowded field of thriller and drama writers isn't just his personal experience, it is his masterful understanding of what makes a story truly unforgettable. An Archer novel is built like a precision instrument, where every chapter, every character, and every seemingly casual detail serves a purpose in the larger machinery of the plot. Archer's stories operate on epic scales. These aren't intimate character studies or quiet literary meditations. They're big, bold narratives that span decades, cross continents, and involve the highest levels of political and social power. His characters aren't just trying to solve a mystery or find love. They're fighting for their lives, their fortunes, their family legacies, and their very souls. The rags to riches journey is Archer's signature theme, but he elevates it beyond simple wish fulfillment. His protagonists don't just want money or success, they want redemption, justice, and the chance to prove that integrity can triumph over corruption. They're willing to risk everything, not for personal gain, but for principles that matter more than their own comfort. Betrayal runs through Archer's work like a dark thread. Just when you think you know who to trust, Archer pulls the rug out from under you. But these aren't cheap tricks. They're carefully constructed reveals that recontextualize everything you thought you knew about the story. His best plot twists don't just surprise you. They make you want to immediately reread the entire book to catch the clues you missed. Perhaps most importantly, Archer understands that great fiction must feel real, even when it's larger than life. His political thrillers ring true because he's lived in that world. His courtroom dramas crackle with authenticity because he's been on trial. His prison scenes have the weight of lived experience. This isn't research, this is testimony. Archer's approach to storytelling is methodical and ambitious. He doesn't write quick reads designed to be forgotten on the beach. He writes novels that demand your full attention and reward it with intricate plotting, rich character development, and the kind of satisfying conclusions that leave you both fulfilled and eager for more. Let's dive into Archer's extensive body of work. With over 20 novels, multiple short story collections, and various non-fiction works, his catalog can seem overwhelming. But understanding how his books are organized will help you navigate this rich literary landscape and find exactly the kind of story you're craving. Archer's standalone novels are where his reputation was forged. Not a Penny More, Not a Penny Less remains a masterclass revenge fiction for men swindled by a con artist methodically plan their own elaborate con to get their money back. The beauty of this novel lies not just in the intricacy of their scheme, but in how Archer makes you genuinely care about their success. Kane and Abel is perhaps Archer's most celebrated standalone work, and for good reason. This epic novel follows two men born on the same day in 1906, William Kane, heir to a Boston banking fortune, and Abel Risnovsky, a penniless Polish immigrant. Their lives become intertwined in ways neither could imagine, creating a sweeping narrative that spans continents and decades. It's Archer at his most ambitious and most successful, demonstrating his ability to create characters so vivid they feel like real people you've known your entire life. The Prodigal Daughter serves as both sequel and standalone masterpiece, following Abel Risnovsky's daughter as she pursues her own American dream. Archer's skill at creating strong female protagonists shines here, proving that his talent for character development transcends gender. The Clifton Chronicles represent Archer's most ambitious undertaking, a 7-book family saga that spans nearly a century. From 1920 to 2020, this series follows the Clifton family through wars, scandals, triumphs, and tragedies, creating an intimate portrait of how world events shape individual lives. The series begins with Only Time Will Tell, introducing us to Harry Clifton, a young man whose parentage is shrouded in mystery. As the series progresses through the sins of the father, best kept secret, be careful what you wish for, mightier than the sword, cometh the hour, and concludes with This Was a Man, we watch not just Harry's story unfold, but the stories of his wife Emma, his son Sebastian, and multiple generations of both the Clifton and Barrington families. What makes this series extraordinary is Archer's ability to maintain narrative momentum across such a vast timeline. Each book can be read as a complete story, but together they create something much larger, a meditation on legacy, family, love, and the ways our choices echo through generations. The William Warwick series marks Archer's entry into detective fiction, and it's a triumphant one. Detective Inspector William Warwick is your typical hard-boiled detective. He is the son of a high court judge who chose the police force over the family legal tradition. This background gives him unique insights into both criminal behavior and the justice system. Nothing Ventured launches the series with Warwick investigating art forgery and theft, while Hidden in Plain Sight delves into the world of drug trafficking. Turn a Blind Eye explores police corruption, and Over My Dead Body takes on organized crime. Each novel builds on Warwick's character development while delivering the kind of intricate plotting that makes Archer's work so addictive. Archer's short story collections, including A Quiverful of Arrows, A Twist in the Tale, and Telltale, showcase his mastery of the shorter form. These aren't just condensed novels, they read perfectly crafted gems that deliver complete emotional experiences in just a few pages. Archer's short stories often feature his signature twist endings, but they're never gimmicky. Instead, they're revelations that illuminate deeper truths about human nature. If you're new to Jeffrey Archer and wondering where to begin, here are 5 essential books that will give you the full range of his talents and help you discover which direction you want to explore further. Start with Kane and Abel. This is Archer at his most accessible and most powerful. The story of two men whose lives become tragically intertwined offers everything that makes Archer great: sweeping scope, complex characters, moral complexity, and emotional payoff that will stay with you long after you've finished reading. If you read only one Archer novel, make it this one. For a taste of his detective work, dive into Nothing Ventured, the first William Warwick novel. This book demonstrates Archer's ability to adapt his skills to the crime genre while maintaining the psychological depth and intricate plotting that define his work. It's also the perfect entry point if you're someone who prefers series to standalone novels. Only time will tell is essential if you read drawn to family sagas and don't mind committing to a longer journey. The first Clifton Chronicles book establishes the multi-generational scope while telling a complete and satisfying story about Harry Clifton's coming of age. If you find yourself invested in Harry's fate by the end, you'll have 6 more books waiting for you. A Prisoner of Birth showcases Archer's more recent work and his ability to craft a contemporary thriller that feels both timely and timeless. This story of a man wrongly convicted of murder who methodically plans his revenge demonstrates all of Archer's strengths: intricate plotting, moral complexity, and the kind of satisfying justice that makes readers cheer out loud. Finally, pick up a twist in the tale to experience Archer's mastery of the short story form. These dozen stories will give you a perfect sampling of his range, his wit, and his ability to deliver profound emotional impact in minimal space. They're also perfect for readers who want to test the waters before committing to a full novel. Understanding how to approach Archer's work will enhance your reading experience significantly. The Clifton Chronicles and William Warwick series are designed to be read in order. Each book builds on character development and plot threads from previous volumes. While you could technically start anywhere, you'll miss crucial context and emotional payoff if you skip around. The standalone novels can be read in any order, though you might notice recurring themes and character types that become more interesting as you read more of his work. Archer has a particular fascination with characters who must choose between personal loyalty and moral principles, and seeing how he explores this theme across different contexts adds depth to each individual story. Don't expect quick reads. Archer's novels demand attention and reward careful reading. He plants clues early that pay off hundreds of pages later, and his best plot twists are the ones you can see coming if you are paying close enough attention, but they are satisfying even when you see them coming because they feel inevitable in hindsight. Expect to be surprised by how much you care about the characters. Archer's greatest strength is in his plotting. Though his plots are intricate, it is his ability to make you emotionally invested in his characters' fates. When something good happens to Harry Clifton or William Warwick, you'll find yourself genuinely happy for them. When they face setbacks, you'll feel the sting of injustice right alongside them. Jeffrey Archer has created a body of work that offers something for every reader who appreciates intelligent storytelling, complex characters, and the kind of plot twists that make you want to immediately call your best friend to discuss what just happened. His novels aren't just entertainment, they are experiences that remind us why we fell in love with reading in the first place. Whether you're drawn to the epic scope of the Clifton Chronicles, the investigative thrills of the William Warwick series, or the concentrated power of his standalone novels, you're about to discover why millions of readers around the world consider Jeffrey Archer essential reading. His stories don't just pass the time, they transport you to worlds where integrity matters, justice is possible, and the best stories are the ones where everything is at stake. Ready to begin your journey through one of modern literature's most compelling catalogs? Visit Hooked2Books. Come for detailed reviews, reading guides, and recommendations tailored to your specific interests. Because once you start reading Jeffrey Archer, you'll discover that his greatest plot twist is how quickly his fictional worlds become impossible to leave behind.